Hi everybody, it's Geordie from Geordie Colours. Thank you for joining me today. So yesterday I bought myself a set of the Gansai Tambi watercolours. They come in this beautiful box with the gold foiling on it, and I swatched them out last night quickly. I'm it's a bit of a mess, but I swatched them out and I thought I would have a go at playing around with them today. And I decided to film it because why not, but I have never done any watercolouring before like this. I've used like watercolour pencils, I've used water-based markers as watercolour, but not actual watercolours. So I'm a bit nervous about how this is going to go. But I decided to try it out in this book. This is Mein Sommer Spaziergang by Rita Berman. I think that's how you say it. It's her summer walk book. And I have picked out this page with the kind of koi carp on it just to have a play and a bit of an experiment. I have not done any pages in this book, so it would be my first one. I just thought, well, why not dive in, have a bit of fun. So I've got some water here. I've got some actual watercolor paint brushes here that I want to try using. I've got obviously one with a really fine point, kind of a midpoint, and then a larger one. Not sure if I'll use the larger one. We'll see how we go. I don't know even where to start really. I also have my Caran-d'Ache palette out here just in case, because these Gansai Tambi go on really thick, and so obviously I want to try and water them down a little bit and see how we get on. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to take this kind of mid-sized brush. I'm going to dip it in the watercolor. So I'm going to try using, I think I want my fish to be these kind of orange and, you know, like a gradient of orange to red. So I'm going to try these out. So I've got cadmium scarlet, cadmium orange, and cadmium yellow. And I'm just going to kind of add some water. I'm going to use the yellow first. I'm just going to add some water to the palette and try and it might be better to I might actually get a dropper to add some water to that because it's going to take a lot of water. Bear with me and I'll come back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. So I've dropped some water. I'm going to try and move this quickly. Dropped some water onto each of those colours, and I'm just going to mix them around with my paintbrush to try and get a nice soupy kind of mixture with lots of colour. And then I might just add it to my palette and then even add a little bit more water. So I've just got my water brush here and just add maybe just a couple of drops more water just so I can really dilute the colour a little bit, because they are quite really vibrant kind of colours. Okay, here goes nothing. So I'm going to start with this guy here. And I'm just going to paint a bit of colour on there. And that's definitely kind of a nice consistency. It's not too thick. And I think what I'm going to do is just coat the whole fish in this yellow colour. And then see if I can mix in the other colours as well. Let's see how it goes. It might turn out terribly. I don't know. I kind of just wanted to try some watercolours to see how I got on with them. I'm thinking they might be quite fun for doing backgrounds. Yeah, we'll have to see how good I am with them. I don't know, I might end up making a mess, but I thought I've seen these Gansai Tambi ones before. I really liked the kind of versatility of them because they are kind of like almost opaque if you use them without too much water. But they can be watered down, as you see I'm doing here. I'm trying to figure out which bits are fish. So that looked like it was part of the fish, but then it kind of trails off. So I might just do it up to there. I can figure that bit out later. Now his tail, it's a bit difficult to see where the fish starts and ends. I'm trying not to use loads of water because I don't think this paper is particularly good for loads and loads of water, but I'm just going to add kind of fill out the color of the fish, and then I can add the details on top later. Okay, so is this fins? I think those bits might be fins there as well. Kind of hard to tell because it's all nice and swirly, which is kind of cool, but it's difficult to tell where the fish starts and ends. Okay, so I think that's basically the outline of my fish. There's a few little kind of bits here as well. I'll try and go and find, I'm not known for my delicate nature, so trying to do little fine bits is difficult. Okay, so there's a base of color, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse off my brush, and I'm going to grab some of the darker colors now and see if I can add that in. So I'm going to, again, just kind of mix that paint in and then tap it onto my palette. So I've got some of the red there, and then I'll add some of the orange as well. I don't need a huge amount, just little bits of it. And let's see what we can do with this. Let's have a little bit of fun mixing stuff up and seeing if we can get a bit of a transition orangey color. So, oh, I have no idea if this is going to work. Add that down there. Again, like for me, watercolors is all about kind of layering. So I'm going to attempt to layer my colors and see how we get on. I don't know. Who knows how it's going to turn out. This is all very much an experiment. I've never done this before, so bear with me. Whatever happens, it's a bit of fun. So I probably should have left the tips of those yellow. Never mind, too late now. Okay. Let's see, I'm going to add some in here. Whatever happens, it's a bit of fun. So if it doesn't turn out particularly well, you live and learn. Yeah, we'll see. It might be okay. It might be okay. What's that? Bob Ross used to say, there's no mistakes, there's just happy accidents. So I'm going to kind of live with that idea. Right, I'm going to add some shadows in. So I want this kind of edge bit of my fish to be a bit darker. So it kind of gives more of a rounded look. So this is just the cadmium red I'm using here. Takes on a little bit of a orangey, I mean it's quite an orangey red anyway. I think it'd be quite nice to add some kind of gold metallic gel pen in places as well. Or maybe I can use the gold from the set, the gold paint. Okay, so that's kind of like shadow parts. A little bit in there as well. Okay, I'm going to go in with some of the orange and kind of blend that out a bit. You'll have to let me know in the comments below if you've tried colouring with watercolours and how it went, whether or not you were successful. I'm not sure if this is going to be a huge success, but it's kind of fun to try. It's something a little bit different to do. And I just thought it would be a fun experience. Okay, I'm going to kind of mix some of that yellow and orange together, maybe a touch of the red, a lot more yellow I think, just kind of get more of a goldy colour. Okay, and I don't think that's looking too bad. Not too bad. Okay, I'm going to add some to my tail. So I'm going to take some of the red. Where do I want the kind of shadowy parts to be? Kind of towards the tip, I think. And then blend out more to an orange as we go down. It's kind of just fun to do, and it's quite relaxing actually. Yeah, I'm not sure it's going to be the best picture about that. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay. I like these brushes, they're quite fine. I wasn't sure what brushes to get because, like I said, I've never really done any watercolouring before, so it was all kind of new to me. But these brushes are quite good. They hold a nice point. As I say, this is just the middle one I'm using, so I'm not using the bigger one yet or the smaller one. Okay, let's do something with those fins. And add a little bit of orange, and then maybe get some more of the yellow for the tips. Same on this one, we'll start with the reddish colour and then pull in some of the orange and then finish off with some of that yellow, which is kind of turned a bit orangey now because I've mixed the colours a bit. Okay, same with these ones. Some of the orange. I'll get some of that yellow in there. Just to tie in the ends. I'm going to try and leave a little bit of that really light yellow, but not a huge amount, just to kind of add a bit of a highlight. I feel like my tail is not quite there yet. Let's add some more of this. Flick that out a bit. Some more of the orange. I don't know. I can't get that looking quite how I want it. I think it's okay. Maybe I can tidy it up with some pencil work at the end. Okay. I'm gonna do a little bit more red right down there. I'm just not careful enough. I go outside the lines, but just want to add a darker color to that so it's a little bit more defined. I think that's a bit better, and then add a little bit of darker color down here again. And then take some of that orange and some of the yellow. Okay, I don't think it's too bad. Right, let's do something with this part here. Maybe I should use my finer brush for those little pieces. Let's try that. See how we get on. Maybe slightly better. I'm still not very steady-handed. Okay, so that's my first fish. It's not awful. I think it's okay. I don't think it's bled through. It's got to dry yet, so right, I think I'm going to use similar colours again, but I might need to freshen everything up a bit. So let's wipe my brush off. Go in and add some more of that yellow. And I think I'm going to do the same. Do I want to do all the same colours? do I want to do them different colours? I think I'm going to do them all the same colours. Okay, so I'm going to start with a wash. So I haven't watered this down, so it's a bit brighter this time. But I wanted to see how it compares. I'm not going to worry too much about his eye. I'm going to go straight over it because I can always cover that up with gel pen later on. So this is quite thick this time because I haven't watered it down anywhere near as much as I did on the first fish. It's interesting to see how it looks. Okay, it's kind of like 2 bits of fin there. Okay, I'm definitely going to add a little bit more water because I feel like that's a little bit too thick. Just a touch more, let's see if I can smoosh that out. It's fun to try, like it's definitely not my comfort zone, but that can be a good thing, trying things outside the comfort zone every now and then. That's really quite dark, that yellow, isn't it? Was all that. Okay, I think this is all fish down here. Where does its tail go? Okay, I think it's kind of hard to tell, isn't it? This bit definitely. I'm not sure about this bit. I don't know where it goes. I think I'm going to go with that. Okay, let's do the fins here. So this one is definitely a lot brighter to begin with, a lot more intense than the first one I did, which was quite watered down. So it's interesting to see the difference in the two. Okay, let's grab some more of that orange as well. Hopefully you can see my palette there. Right, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this one? Let's start by doing, oh, see, that's quite dark as well. It's funny because, like, if you don't use much water, it's really opaque. I'm going to add a little bit more water there. It's really, really opaque, which is kind of nice, but I think I prefer a more watery consistency, just so that you can blend it a little bit easier, because if it's that thick, it kind of doesn't want to blend together. I don't know what I'm doing here because there's all sorts of patterns on this fish. Let's go around this bit. Yeah, I think I like my first fish better than this one. This one's not turning out quite so good, I don't think. Let's see if we can salvage it. But yeah, I definitely think more water is a lot easier to control and blend. It just blends so much nicer. But as I say, this is all a bit of a learning curve for me, so we're gonna just play and see how we go. Yeah, I'm not liking this one quite so much. I think it's quite a busy fish, so it's kind of hard to see which bits are what, and try and figure out a pattern for it. It's kind of tricky. Anyway, it's interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure it's coming together quite how I wanted. Not this one anyway. It's all a bit. Yeah, okay, live and learn. I definitely think that using more water is the key to this. Just added more water on there, and now I'm worried that my page is too wet. But let's go with a darker fish for this one, because I really don't like the way that's looking. I still get a hint of that yellow underneath. But what I might do is just leave this one to dry for a bit and see if I can come back and salvage it when it's a bit drier. I don't know. Just not loving that, the way that really it comes out so opaque. I definitely think it would have its uses, but it just makes it so much harder to blend. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one. We're going to come back to that once that's dried a bit. I don't want to oversaturate the page. I don't think it's too bad. It doesn't seem to have gone through, and hopefully when it's dry I can add some layers on top. Okay, so let's start with this other one. So I'm going to add some water to this and make it a little bit less full on. And again, we're just going to add a wash of colour to begin with. I think, oh wow, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I think this is the way to go, is just to add like a wash of the lightest colour first, and then layer the other ones on top. Again, if you've got experience of colouring with water-based or water paints, let me know, because I would love some tips and tricks. As you can see, my experience is very limited, but like I say, it's live and learn. I definitely want to go back and add some, I think I want to add some gold to this guy. What have I got on there? Kind of like maybe where the, I don't know, where the black bits are. Will it go over the black bits? I suppose it's quite opaque, so it might do. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do the water. That'll be another experience. I'll figure that out. I guess I'll have to wait for the paint to dry on all my other fish first before I can go over with a different set of colours. Otherwise I might end up with green if I start adding blue. Okay, let's add a little bit to this in here. But yeah, I definitely feel like I can control it. Excuse me, control it more if it's more watered down and not quite so thick. Kind of, I feel like I'm more in control of the colour if I do it this way, rather than using a really strong hit of colour to begin with. Okay, so I've got my orange now. Let's see, how do I want to do this guy? I think the colours are quite good for a koi carp. I think they've worked quite nicely for the type of fish. Okay. I'm going to add some of that darker red in as well, so I'm just kind of adding this pretty willy-nilly at the moment to the areas that I want to be a little bit darker. And this one's quite easy because there's some good markings there that Rita Berman has put on the fish to kind of help you figure out where the shadow's going to go, which is always helpful. Let's put some around there. Okay, I'm going to add some of this darker red. I might need to add some more just in a few little places to add some shadow. I wish I was a bit steady-handed. I'm a bit clumsy with my brush. Never mind. I probably just need to take my time a little bit more. I tend to rush these things. I don't think that's too bad. Okay. Add some down here. I think that's looking okay actually. I'll add. I haven't done anything on his tail yet. I need to sort that out. Okay, let's dry it up a bit. Let's go in with this orange again and pull that colour out a little bit further. Just get a nice little stripe of yellow down the middle for the highlight. And then I'm going to grab this red again. I'm going to grab some of that. And see if we can add a touch more. Oh, it's really, really opaque. Some more water. Okay, I don't think that's too bad. I'm hoping I can fix that other one and get him looking a bit better. Add a little bit more darkness in here. Okay, I think that's looking okay. Let's go back in with our orange. Slightly darker shade of orange and just try and blend that out a bit. I think I made that too dark now, never mind. Oh, can't quite get it right, can I? Okay, right, let's leave it at that for now and I'll do his tail. Let's start with my darker one. Okay. Add some of the orangey colour. Okay. And then I'm going to go in with the really dark. And just add a little bit right at the base. Okay, I wish I hadn't put too much dark on there. Let me see. I don't know if this will work, but I'm just going to take some water and see if I can shift some of that colour so it's not quite so dark. I think I've ended up making it worse, but it's kind of blended it out a little bit. I'm going to take that yellow again and just add that on top. See if I can bring that highlight back in a little bit. I think it looks a little bit more cohesive at least. Okay, let's try doing something with this. don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing. But it's, I don't know. It's okay. It's not perfect. But I think it's alright. Okay, I want some really dark bit right along that bottom edge there. Yeah, okay. I don't want to mess around with that too much because I'm scared I'm gonna regret ending up doing too much to it. Yeah, I feel like I've messed that one up too. Oh well. Let's scrape some of that colour off. Okay. Kind of works if you take it off with the water. I think it looks okay. I want to add a little bit more darkness to this tail. I'm scared about going too dark now. But I just feel it needs a little bit more depth in places because it looks a bit flat. What do we think? When do I stop? Okay, add a little bit here. Okay. I don't know, what do you think? Right, let's see if we can do something about the sky. It's a bit drier now. So, let's see. I wanna, it's a bit darker than the other two. That's okay. We'll live with that. That'll be all exactly the same, I guess. I don't know how this one's going to turn out. I think it's okay. I'm a little bit messy in places, but I don't think it matters too much. Yeah, okay. I'm going to add some under there. A little bit more definition now, I think. A little bit more on the tail. I'm glad I've got this palette. Actually, I think if I was trying to use it straight from the box, I would struggle a bit more. I think the fact that I can plop it down on the palette and pick it up definitely helps. Okay, what do we think? I don't know. I think this one's definitely the worst one. I quite like how my first one turned out. The rest have been not so great. How did I manage to do that first one and not the others? Okay, hold on. Okay, sorry, my daughter was banging on the door there. Right. I don't know, I feel like the more I mess with it, the more I'm messing it up. I don't know. Okay, let's try this. I really don't know how I feel about this. Really not sure. I think it's okay. I don't know. I don't know. yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else I can do really. I'm gonna add some more yellow into this bit. I don't know if that's helping or making it worse. Okay, I think I should just leave well enough alone now. And maybe, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Should I add some gold? Let's try adding some gold. Okay, so let's put some, which gold am I going to use? I think I'll use this one. So there's a blue gold, bluish gold and gold. I'm just using the gold. And I'm going to use that straight from the palette, so it's going to be quite opaque, which I kind of want for this. So let's see, where do I put it? let's add a touch in here. Oh, I'm making a mess. I feel like I'm making a bit of a mess. Maybe I'll try my smaller brush. Let's try that. Oh goodness. Stay. Okay, let's see. I feel like I've just messed it up completely. Oh dear. Oh well. It's an experiment. Okay. I'm not very steady-handed, and I'm trying not to get my fingers in the wet one as I'm doing this. So I think I'm going to do these black bits in gold and see how it turns out. It might look crazy, but yeah, let's have a go. Definitely a better idea to do this with the finer brush, definitely. It's not perfect, but I think it's okay. The good thing about this gold is it's really, really shiny. So it adds a nice kind of shimmer and sparkle to everything. But let's see how it turns out. One more. Okay, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if I'm doing good work here or it's just making a mess. Let's add some to these swirly bits here. I'm just gonna go over all the black parts, I guess. See if we can do something with it. I have no idea if this is gonna be any good. I'm gonna do these bits. I think I definitely need to do some practicing with these watercolors to try and figure out how to use them in the best possible way, because yeah, this winging it is probably not working really. I don't know, I'm gonna have to watch some YouTube videos and see how other people use them and see if I can get a hang with them. But they're kind of fun. It's been a fun little experiment if nothing else. Let's add some to this one. I feel like it's looking a bit of a mess. I don't feel like I've quite got the technique right. It's definitely very, very different from any other medium that I normally use. But yeah, it is fun to have a go and try something different. Okay, do we add any to his tail? Maybe add a few little flicks to his tail as well. It actually dries pretty quickly, this watercolor, so it doesn't take long to dry at all. Okay, I think I should leave well enough alone while I'm ahead. Let's just hold that up so you can see the shine. I think that looks quite cool. I don't think it's too bad. Okay, next up is the water, but I'm going to pause there. I'll clean everything off, come back with the water. Okay, so let's try some of the blues. So I'm going to start with this ultramarine pale, and then I'm going to bring maybe some of these ones in. So cobalt blue, ultramarine, and Prussian blue. Let's see how we go. But I'm going to do the same sort of technique where I just take some of the really light color. I'm going to water it down a little bit more and then add it kind of everywhere I want the blue, and then we'll see how we go, and maybe add some layers. So this is just the really light one. It's nice and pale. Kind of not quite sure how to do this. I guess I'm going to follow the lines of the artist and kind of see how it works. I don't know. I don't think I want to colour the whole page in with the blue. I think I just want to do these kind of swirls that the artist has actually drawn. Little water droplets. I might end up coming in with a white gel pen and doing those kind of circular bubble looking pieces. And let's just add a wash of colour to begin with. Trying not to pick up any of the yellows or oranges that I've already laid down. I'm just kind of going quite roughly, just as I say, to add a bit of a wash of colour to everything. And then I'm hoping when I come back in with my other colours, my darker colours, that I can create that sort of gradient effect. It's a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit tricky figuring out where everything goes. Add a little bit to those dotty pieces and the drops. And like I say, if I don't like it, I can always come back later with a white gel pen and white those out. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's try and pick that up with my cloth. Yeah, that's not too bad. Rescued that, I think. Okay, let's go in here. Around these bits. You can kind of be a little bit loose with where it's going because it's watercolour. It's kind of meant to look a little bit loose, I guess. But trying to kind of stick mostly to where the artist has drawn these little swirls and things in. Definitely got a lot of movement in this page. And the way that Rita Berman has drawn everything, it really does look like these fish are swimming around in a circle. I gotta say, I'm looking forward to Rita Berman's next travel book. Not sure what it's gonna be. What's she done? She's done Africa, Europe, and Asia. So we've got Australasia, North and South America, and the Arctic, I guess. Those the other ones? Are there any other ones I'm missing? I think that's all the continents. I can't count and colour at the same time. It's too taxing. I struggle to talk and colour at the same time, which is why there are probably long periods of silence with me concentrating on what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm definitely not a multitasker. But that's okay, we can all be. I don't know what to do around here. I think I'm just going to fill all that in. It's fairly pale colour anyway, so hopefully it will just kind of blend in. And then I've just got this little bit on this side to do. And again, it's a little, it kind of just disappears into nothing in places, but that's okay. It doesn't have to all be in the lines, and we'll just kind of figure it out. Trying not to get over the fish there, but I don't think I was particularly successful. I tend to rush it a little too much, I think. Should probably learn to take my time a little bit more. That's okay. Okay, and then we just got this bit. Oh, I think I missed bits of his tail there. I think those looks like it's fins. Maybe I can add that in a bit. I think I can probably go over this blue quite easily with some more orange and yellow. But I might do that last. I'll concentrate on the blue while I've got it out. Okay, so that's a base wash of colour. Now let's go in with some of the darker stuff. So I'm going to start with the really dark one, which, what did I say that was? Prussian blue. And again, I'm going to add a little bit more water to that. I don't want it ultra dark and thick. Okay. Where do I want it? That's the next question. Where do I want it? I'm going to add it right in the center of these little swirls. definitely, oh, maybe I should try the smaller brush again. Let's try that. Slightly better, maybe. Maybe slightly better, I don't know. Oops. I'll just add it in some places, and I might just kind of wing it a little bit and see how it goes. That's what I end up doing most of the time. I'll add some around here. I'll add some in between his tail here. Let's just see. I guess that can't go too badly wrong, can it? I think I went a bit too thick there. That was a bit of a mistake, but never mind. I definitely need more brush control. Not sure what to do with those other bits there, so I'm going to leave them for now and just do some of these swirly kind of bits. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. Oh my goodness, I'm making such a mess. I really don't know what I'm doing. That's okay. I guess it's like anything, the more you do it, the more you practice, the better you get. So I can't be too hard on myself on my first ever go. I'm sure it will look okay. It might not be perfect, but it'll be okay. Okay, I need to figure out what I'm going to do here. Kind of like fish scales these, but I'm kind of just going quite roughly. Wow. I'm definitely not going to make a watercolor artist anytime soon. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I guess I can kind of be a little messy around here. Kind of just throwing some color in bits and pieces. It doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look perfect, but it doesn't look too bad. I don't know. What do you think? It's not a masterpiece, but I think it's okay. It's very loose and far from perfect, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's okay. Okay, do I add any of the other colours in, or do I kind of leave it at that? I don't know. Might as well. I've got them out, haven't I? I might as well try. I might just go in with the cobalt blue. I always struggle to say that. With the cobalt blue, which is a bit of a brighter blue. Do I need to water it down a little bit? Maybe. It might be best to be on the safe side. And just add that in little. Okay, I'm gonna try and be a little bit more controlled with this. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I find it quite hard. I really don't have any pencil control, any control of the brush. I definitely need to work on that for sure. I need a steadier hand. I'll just add it in bits and pieces here and there and see how it turns out. I don't know if it's going to add anything or whether it's going to end up looking worse. I don't know. Well, let's try it. I think that was a mistake, but never mind. Done now. I suppose the good thing about water is it's quite rough and doesn't have to be perfect because it's moving. And then maybe if I add some white gel pen over the top, it might look all right. I don't think it's going to be my best page ever, but yeah, it's certainly an experience. You'll have to let me know what you think, and if you've got any tips or tricks for me, please let me know, because I could probably use all the help I can get at this point. As you can see, I think it's turned out okay, not bad for a first attempt. I really don't know if I need any more colour on here. I'm just kind of shoving it in and hoping for the best. And some do those little drops everywhere. Hard part is trying not to get your fingers in the wet stuff as you go. I guess you should just kind of work in one part and then move out of the way a little bit. I'm just kind of, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of adding bits and pieces here and there, hoping for the best, hoping it's not going to look too awful. I don't think it's too bad. I don't know. Definitely could be better, I think. Yeah, I think it could be better. It could be a lot better. But I guess I'm going to call it quits at that and So that was my experiment in watercolour. I don't think it's awful. I'm going to add some gel pen details and we'll see how it pans out when it's all finished and dry. Good news is it doesn't seem to have bled through the back, so that's promising. Yeah, anyway, it's fun. I hope you enjoyed watching me experiment with this and have a go. I'll show you the finished page once it's all complete. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Take care. So this is the finished page. All I did was add some silver gel pen details in the end and just left it at that. I think it's okay. It was definitely fun to try it out and I hope you enjoyed watching. Take care. Bye.